This is Albert Dax Castro, and this is the Uber Karaoke. That's what he has christened his SUV, which he has pimped out with disco lights and state-of-the-art sound. That's how much this doting husband, father of 8, and Sacramento resident loves his side gig driving for Uber. Sure, it's not bad raking in an extra $1,600 a month just by driving on weekends, but what Dax has really come to enjoy over the course of the thousands of rides he's completed are all of the really amazing people that this job has given him the opportunity to meet. Unbeknownst to Dax, however, come the end of January 2019, fate will see to it that he crosses paths with one passenger who ends up changing his entire life. January 2019. It's about 10 p.m. on an ordinary Saturday night for Dax. As usual, he's out pulling another shift. Specifically, he's headed out to pick up his 3,900th ever customer from the Corner Pocket Sports Bar in Citrus Heights. Dax's passenger, who turned out to be 32-year-old Vang, has just spent the evening partying it up, as evidenced in his own videos he took to upload to his social media. Even as Dax welcomes the passenger in, and can tell the dude has had a few to drink, he sees no reason for any alarm. As a driver, drunk and sometimes even difficult passengers come with the territory. And so Dax proceeds to engage the dancing disco lights and crank up the party tunes. And seeing that it's a 30-mile trip back to his passenger's destination, Dax deftly maneuvers the vehicle onto Highway 99, a broad 8-lane highway that passes through the city. He notices that his passenger seems to be enjoying the light show and the music, as is the intention. It's a few minutes into the ride, though, that the passenger starts to talk, and he's not just making your ordinary chit-chat either.
Hey, we're gonna crash. We're gonna crash.
We're not gonna crash.
It started out with him saying, "Have you ever crashed? Are you gonna crash? You're gonna crash."
It has to be unnerving for a driver to hear, but at the same time, Dax feels like he has no choice but to chalk it up to his passenger's wickedly inebriated state. And so, laughing it off, Dax continues down the highway. It's only a short while later, however, that the passenger decides to up the ante. And what he does next is almost enough to jolt Dax Castro out of his skin.
Albert Castro says his passenger told him he was going to crash, laughed, then pulled on the wheel.
Without warning, Vang, the passenger, leans forward and grabs a hold of Dax's steering wheel. According to Dax, they were going about 65 miles per hour when Vang slid them across 2 lanes of traffic.
You touch my car like that. Don't do that again.
The footage shows Dax swatting his passenger off of him and instructing him to stay in his seat and keep to himself. What the footage doesn't immediately convey is just how terrified Dax was at what had just occurred.
What? I said I have a wife and kids at home. You grab my steering wheel like that, we could die, man. I don't want to do that.
Following this frightening maneuver, Dax starts to feel as if the passenger seems to calm down a bit. Hoping it was just a stupid one-time thing, Dax starts to calm down a bit as well. But it's just when he's lowered his guard, it seems, that the passenger lunges forward and he does the same thing again. This time, as they're nearing the US 50 and the Highway 99 interchange, Vang manages to veer the vehicle across 3 entire lanes.
Oh, we're going to South Sac. Man! We're just south of the 50-99 interchange, and he says, "I love you, brother," and reaches over with both hands and grabs the wheel.
The driver can't believe it. Incredibly, the knucklehead goes for the wheel a second time.
Man!
We're gonna go.
You gotta let go, man.
For the second time, Dax's Ford Escape is miraculously unscathed, except now his passenger is continuing to grip onto the wheel while showing no signs of letting up.
It literally was every ounce of strength I had to keep us from... I still don't know how we didn't crash.
A struggle over control of the wheel ensues, and now the pain is readily visible on Dax's face. With one hand, Dax white-knuckles the wheel just to keep it in place, while his other hand struggles to hold his passenger back. As he later explains, anytime he would dare to relax his grip, even slightly, from off his wheel, that's precisely when the passenger would attempt to yank them across the highway again. As it were, Dax finds himself deadlocked. He can't signal, he can't switch lanes, much less pull the car over, and he can't pick up his phone to dial anyone for help either.
No, we're gonna go crazy.
At this point, Dax recalls he's starting to think he may really never see his wife and kids again.
That was like constantly going through my mind. This is how it ends. This is how I die.
The struggle with his intoxicated passenger continues, as meanwhile his brain works to think of a way to maneuver himself out of this predicament. On top of his attempts to gain control over Dax's vehicle, Vang also continues to speak nonsensically. In essence, he's showing no promise of sobering up anytime soon.
I love you, brother. I love you, brother.
We're not gonna die, man, but you gotta let go.
No, I love you, brother. I love you, brother.
You gotta let go, man.
I love you, brother. Just brother. Brother, I love you, brother. You try to kill me? Can't kill me.
Finally, after what must have felt like an eternity, Dax succeeds in pushing the emergency button on his Uber app. And within seconds, he's communicating with 911 dispatchers through his headset.
I'm stuck in the middle of the freeway. I have a crazy drunk Uber passenger who's grabbed my steering wheel, and if I drive the car, he's trying to wreck us. No, dude.
Now with the California Highway Patrol, or CHP, looking to locate Dax, yet still unable to maneuver his vehicle safely to the side of the road, he has little choice but to bring the car to a stop in the middle of the freeway.
We had witness. We had witness. We had witness.
This can't be happening to me. Dude, let go of my steering wheel. What are you doing? Problem, dude.
I love you.
What are you doing? Why are you trying to kill us?
I'm not trying to cuss.
What are you trying to grab my steering wheel for? We're on the freeway, dude. If we get hit, we're dead. What are you doing?
You telling me?
Dude, you're going to jail, dude.
Okay, thank you.
But Dax's worries are far from over just yet. Stopped in the middle of the highway, in the dark, with vehicles coming up from behind, hurtling in his direction at high speeds, Dax still worries that someone may still accidentally come plowing into his vehicle. At one point, a good Samaritan appears as if to spot Dax's car, and they stop to see if they can be of any help. Dax explains his crazy predicament, and does end up enlisting the Samaritan's assistance until the CHP arrive.
He won't let go of my steering wheel. He's drunk and crazy. I can't. The cops are on their way. I just don't want to get hit. He's grabbing my steering wheel. He won't let go. I tried to beat him off of me, and he won't let go. He almost wrecked me twice.
Are you an Uber?
Yes. I can't. As soon as I try to move, he's got my steering wheel. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I know you got kids. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
The cops are on their way, so as long as nobody's gonna crash into me, I'm good just to sit here, I guess.
You want me to stay here, right here?
That'd be awesome if you could. That way we got more of a traffic block, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Chinese, but he speaks English. Dude, what are you doing? Let go of my steering wheel. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Shortly thereafter, the CHP arrives. The passenger blows a .19, and Dax uses his phone to record as police take him into custody, pending DUI charges, considering all that has just gone down inside the Uber karaoke. In this clip, we can see police hauling the 32-year-old away in handcuffs. He's also donning a spit hood for attempting to spit on one of the cops during the encounter. Probably undoubtedly relieved that in the end, he survived the whole terrifying experience, Dax remains understandably shaken for a long time following the event. As put together as Dax seems to be, he admits to interviewers that so affected was he by this ordeal that for the longest time, he couldn't even bring himself to go back behind the wheel of his own car. In this time, he rode around on his moped instead. Although over time, Dax was able to drive his car again, It appears that the events of that night will nonetheless remain with him for a very long time. One of many things he has learned is simply to never take his life or anything in it for granted.
You think you got a lot of years left, and well, one little thing and you don't. So it's difficult. $1,600 a month doing it on the weekends on the side, but you know, what's that really worth when it comes to your life?